Taehyung and Jungkook were seen together again in New York City, and most surprisingly, strong clues were found inside a music studio that seemed to reinforce the speculation of their return to collaboration. Is this a real sign that these two BTS icons are planning something big and unexpected? This news first surfaced after some diehard fans and K-pop observer media spotted the two youngest BTS members at the same location at very close times. NYC is certainly not unfamiliar to them, but their presence at the same time, during a group activity break, immediately sparked various speculations. Is this just a coincidence or a major plan being executed in secret? What makes everything more suspicious is the emergence of photos and short videos showing someone strongly suspected to be Taehyung entering a recording studio in the Brooklyn area shortly after Jungkook was seen leaving the same place. Is this merely a coincidence of two big artists using the same studio, or is something bigger being prepared? Furthermore, some sharp-eyed fans managed to identify one of the well-known music producers who is known to have worked with BTS, also being present at the location. The producer's name was deliberately not published by local media, but fan accounts on social media quickly linked him to iconic releases from this duo. Speculation ignited. Is Taekook, a fan nickname for them, preparing a music project together? Their presence was also reinforced by vague posts on their respective social media. Jungkook, during his recent live broadcast, mentioned that he was exploring something different, not necessarily solo. Meanwhile, Taehyung, in his latest Instagram post, uploaded a photo of shoes placed in front of a studio mirror with a brief caption, "It's time." Standing alone, these statements might feel meaningless, but when combined, they resemble puzzle pieces starting to align. Additionally, reports from local studio staff mentioned a closed recording session with two Korean artists whose identities were kept confidential, and the session was tightly secured by a private security team. No audio or visual recording was allowed, and even internal staff was limited to just two main technicians. This adds to the mystery and confirms that something on a large scale is indeed being worked on. The question now is, why NYC? Why not Seoul, where it all began for them? One Korean music industry analyst suggested that choosing New York as a meeting point might be a strategy to maintain secrecy, while also gaining access to top-tier international technology and producers they couldn't freely involve in Korea. It also indicates a bigger global ambition beyond just a nostalgic collaboration. The reunion of Taehyung and Jungkook in a project, if proven true, would be a monumental moment in BTS's history as a group and as individuals. Known for their strong chemistry, complementary vocals, and global appeal, the two of them have more than enough to create a major wave in the global music industry. And if they decide to launch something as an independent duo for now, it won't just be a talking point. It might well be the foundation of a new era in their careers. Fans around the world began flooding hashtags like #Taekook NYC and #StudioClue, which within hours topped global trends. They dissected every small clue, from flight times, outfits worn, to hidden signs and background audio clips from a studio staff's Instagram story. All this was done to find out, is this really the beginning of something new? Many also link this moment to BTS's potential big comeback project in the future. Some theories even suggest that Taehyung and Jungkook were assigned as the spearheads to convey a message or build public anticipation. Though there has been no official confirmation from the agency, big hit music, such mysterious patterns are nothing new in the BTS world. They're known for precision, symbolism, and never doing anything without a thorough plan. However, amid the growing speculation, there remains a possibility that this is simply a form of close friendship that remains intact outside the group's spotlight. Taehyung and Jungkook are indeed known as close friends, and their presence in NYC might purely be quality time between two longtime buddies wanting to enjoy time away from public pressure. But why a studio, and why so secretive? Until now, there has been no official statement from the agency or from Taehyung and Jungkook themselves. Yet the mystery surrounding their presence in New York and the clues found in the music studio are enough to set the global entertainment world ablaze with wild speculation. One thing is certain, whatever they're planning, if something is indeed being planned, the world is holding its breath. And if it's true that these two icons will release a collaborative work soon, then history will be made. In the city that never sleeps, two Korean stars reunite. This time not as part of Seven, but as two forces full of surprises ready to shake the world. However, behind the euphoria of this surprising reunion arises a big question that cannot be ignored. Is all this really real, or just an illusion constructed to draw public attention? Are we witnessing the return of two global stars in a spectacular music project, or are we merely trapped in a narrative built from fragmented information on social media? It's undeniable that the power of social media today, especially platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, plays a huge role in shaping public perception. Short clips, screenshots, and speculations from global fanbase accounts have created such a strong narrative. It's as if the truth no longer needs to be questioned. But let's pause and ask, how accurate are these sources? Are we consuming the truth, or just manipulative fragments of the fandom's collective hopes? Take the studio clues that became the main basis of this speculation. What exactly was found? Was there truly physical presence of Taehyung and Jungkook in the same room, or are we merely looking at visual interpretations from ambiguous camera angles? Some Twitter accounts claim to hear their voices in leaked audio, but there is no authentic evidence that can be independently verified. So, are these claims enough to conclude a joint project? Moreover, we must also ask, why did this information appear so simultaneously across platforms? Is this an organic coincidence, or is there a party consciously spreading pieces of a narrative to create an illusion of connection? In entertainment, puzzling marketing strategies are nothing new. Conspiracy theories are no longer just for skeptics, they're now part of engagement strategies intentionally used by the industry. Also consider the narratives built by fans. Are they truly fact hunters, or unknowingly becoming part of a hoax-spreading machine? When a fandom has the power to shape public opinion, they also bear the moral responsibility to filter information, not just spread it. Has enthusiasm blinded us to the facts? Is the desire to see Taekook reunite stronger than the desire to understand the truth? We must realize that such news is highly vulnerable to emotional bias. The allure of Taehyung and Jungkook as two iconic figures is incredibly strong, and who wouldn't want to see them collaborate again? But here lies the real danger. When hope is packaged as reality and fiction is turned into fact just because it went viral. Let's look from the industry's perspective. Would Big Hit allow a project this big to leak without an official announcement? Is it possible for two artists as big as Taehyung and Jungkook to record together without full management control? In the past, every BTS strategic move has always been communicated through official channels. So isn't it odd if a project this large appears through amateur video snippets and netizen speculation? Not to mention the timing. Many believe this is part of a comeback strategy, yet the agency hasn't released any confirmation. If it's real, why isn't there an official teaser, or at least a veiled acknowledgement from internal parties? Or could this be a perception game designed to keep their names warm amid the group's inactivity? On a more critical note, let's ask a reflective question. Do we, as an audience, really want the truth, or just want to believe a story that pleases us? A narrative built from tiny fragments can appear convincing, but can also trap us in a mass illusion far from reality. At this point, it's important for us to be skeptical, not in a negative, suspicious way, but by developing the ability to ask before believing. In a world filled with algorithms, where every click and share is valued more than the truth itself, we can no longer be passive consumers. We must become active, analytical, and reflective readers. Are Taehyung and Jungkook truly preparing a secret project in NYC? Or is this merely a distraction from another issue developing in the industry? Are the studio clues truly valid, or just creative fan visual fabrication? We must also ask ourselves, why are we so quick to believe? Is it due to deep longing for BTS's togetherness? Or are we simply too tired of the real world that we choose to believe stories that warm the heart, even if untrue? It's important to emphasize here that the information we present comes from various open media sources, including TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and several others. However, we acknowledge and affirm that the truth of such information still needs further verification. Much of the data circulating has not gone through an official confirmation process and is very likely the result of rushed interpretations or speculation developed for virality. Therefore, we invite you, the readers, fans, and entertainment industry observers, not to immediately believe every circulating news item. Be a smart information consumer, capable of distinguishing between reality and sensational narratives. Let curiosity fuel critical thinking, not blind acceptance of what's currently viral. Now we return the question to you. Do you believe this event actually happened? Are the studio clues enough as proof? Or are we all being pulled into a story package to stir emotion, yet empty of facts? Let's discuss. Let's question. Let's think. Because true truth doesn't come from what we want to believe, but from the courage to question everything. Thank you